Day one of the New Orleans Saints mandatory minicamp practices are officially underway, and day one is over, right? So we have more news, notes, highlights, observations to take away from today's practice. Now, before we deep dive into everything you need to know, including some guys back at practice for the first time this summer, and also some guys who looked really good today, I need you guys to do me a massive favor and go check out and go follow the Saints media members right now, man. They do such a good job, work hard each and every single day to get these highlights out for us, kind of, enabling us to make these videos. Without them, the videos aren't really possible. You're going to see a couple of names at the top left of your screen. If you follow them, you're going to get recommendations to follow all of them. Make sure you guys do that so you can get up-to-date, real-time highlights and analysis from camp. Ross Jackson, you got, a bunch of people over here, Matthew Perez, so many guys, John Hendricks, who just work so hard every day. So go follow them. And with that being said, let's kind of deep dive into Saints practice today. Now, today was an interesting day because obviously mandatory minicamp. The difference between mandatory minicamp and OTAs is because it is, keyword mandatory. You have to come. If you don't come to practice, you're most likely, unless you have an excused absence, you're going to get fined a good amount of money, right? So most of the guys were here today. We saw Kool-Aid McKinstry working out, but on the sideline, not really participating in practice. He's a guy ramping up. They're trying to, be a little bit conservative with him because they know how much of a great player he can be and want to make sure that he is completely ready to go by the time training camp comes around. So he's going to continue to get acclimated here to the NFL style, but also, work his way back slowly but surely, making sure that he's ready to go, right? Another guy who was back today, you're going to see some highlights, Alvin Kamara. He was at practice. I mean, dude looks quick, explosive, looks like he could be, in his prime still. I don't know how he's getting up there a little bit in age for a running back, but still looks like he could be that go-to guy in the backfield. Now, another guy who was out here today, Marshon Lattimore. So good to see him back out here. Pretty much, the leader of this secondary right now. Need him out there, and he's actually becoming more of a mentor, a leader for this secondary right now here in New Orleans. When you look at guys like Paulson Adebo, who looks really good, but it's continued to get better and better, and look at Alontae Taylor, and even a guy like Kool-Aid McKinstry. It seems like Marshon Lattimore is trying to help develop some of these guys and make sure they're always going to put themselves in the right positioning to make big-time plays. So I love to see that from Marshon Lattimore. Also, another guy who looked really good today, Jake Haener, and I thought that through OTAs, Spencer Rattler looked really good at times, and he was maybe trying to fight up to be that number 2 quarterback. But today, Jake Haener looked absolutely amazing. Had some really nice passes, one to Rashid Shaheed, Olave, some big time plays all over the field today. And specifically, one of the reporters, John Hendricks, said that Jake Haener was absolutely on target today. He looked sharp and looked good during team drills today. So that was one of the biggest takeaways, from practice today. Nathan Shepard is back at practice. Cam Jordan is, progressively getting more and more work as time goes on. Again, Kool-Aid McKinstry work on the side. Didn't really see Brian Bresee at all. I don't think he was at practice today. So obviously him being a first-round pick back in 2023, want to see him continue to develop and get better and better, but not being at practice today. Now, another thing I'm really excited about with this Saints team is the versatility on the defensive line. Not only do you have a guy like Carl Granderson, who could definitely be your day one starter alongside Cam Jordan, but you also have guys like Chase Young. You also have a guy in Peyton Turner, former first-round pick. You have a guy like Isaiah Foskey, a second-round pick. You have, Brian Bresee and Kendall Vickers and Christian Boyd. I mean, there's so many guys alongside or, with this offensive line that are either first-round picks or second-round picks. I mean, first-round picks alone, Cam Jordan, Peyton Turner, Brian Bresee, Chase Young, and then Isaiah Foskey, second round. I mean, this is a deep front four here for the Saints, and they've been getting better and better as time goes on. Now, before we finish off this video, guys, make sure you do me a big favor. Hit the like button just so we can get this video out to more Saints fans around the world, but also subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Saints throughout the entirety of the offseason. Now, you may be asking, well, what does that include exactly? Well, the rest of mandatory minicamp, preseason, training camp, everything you could think of, we've got you guys covered. And once the season does start, we're going to be breaking down some all-22 coaches film, making sure you guys are kept up to date with everything going on. Now, another thing that's been important, Chase Young, he's going to see a doctor this week, so we'll see what happens with Chase Young. He's not really, practicing in full either, so they're going to wait and see what's good with him. But so far, so good, man. Derek Carr continuing to build chemistry with a bunch of these guys, and, someone's got to step up. Michael Thomas is now gone. A.T. Perry looks, to me, as a guy that could really step up. You also have Cedric Wilson and, the rookie and Bub Means as well, but look for Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed to really, really ramp it up this season and kind of turn into those guys that we know they can be. So I'm excited to see how things continue to progress going forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.